Without technology, humanity has no future. But we have to be careful that we don't become so mechanized that we lose our own human feelings, said by Dalai Lama. Ray Kurzweil is an American computer scientist, author, inventor, and a futurist. The author of Singularity is Near that portrays what life would be look like after 2045. Ray Kurzweil is the director of engineering at Google. Ray Kurzweil receives a superb critique from famous people like Bill Gates. Ray Kurzweil believes that technology will increase its speeds where we make new discoveries and inventions until we reach the point of no return. Ray Kurzweil has been called the ultimate thinking machine and a restless genius because of his ideas about the future of technology. Technology has been a primary equipment that humans using since it was invented. Back in industrial era, technology is slowly taking place. It started with a steam engine to power up a train and was also used in factories. After the Industrial Revolution, the world is now entering the digital revolution, where computers are born. Computers help us in many different ways that we never imagined. The reasons why computers were invented was to help clarify mathematics. The computer evolved to a heavy size that now has a variety of sizes and wireless technology. Many technology has been invented rapidly in this era. These technologies are invented to make people's lives easier. In The Singularity is Near, written by Ray Kurzweil, we will have a quick journey to the future of our world. Many mind-blowing inventions will be unveiled and what life looks like in the future. In this book, Ray Kurzweil describes the future of humanity as unpredictable and rapidly changing. This book can help us to determine what will be the problem of our future and be aware of what will happen if the technology became more human than us.
This is the outline of the book Singularity is Near. In Chapter 1, they discussed the singularity theory predicts that by the end of this century, the non-biological portion of our intelligence will be trillions of times more powerful than unaided human intelligence, leading to a merge between biology and technology. In Chapter 2, they tackle the law of accelerating returns, describe the acceleration of evolutionary processes and exponential growth of products, as well as the acceleration of paradigm shift and key events. In Chapter 3, they discuss the nanotubes are the most likely technology to usher in the era of three-dimensional molecular computing. With nanotubes and nanotube circuitry, molecular computing, self-assembly in nanotube circuits, biological system emulating circuit assembly, computing with DNA, spintronics, computing with the spin of electrons, computing with light, and quantum computing. Nanocomputing limits are high, with a computer weighing 1 kilogram and occupying 1 liter of volume. In Chapter 4, they tackle that brain scanning studies are revealing mechanisms to inhibit unneeded and undesirable memories, confirming the existence of an active forgetting process and establishing a neurobiological model to guide inquiry into motivated forgetting. In Chapter 5, they discussed the first half of the 20th century will be characterized by the overlapping revolutions in genetics, nanotechnology and robotics, the G revolution, the N revolution, and the R revolution. Runaway AI is the study of the techniques for solving exponentially hard problems in polynomial time, and AI-based systems are being used by the military, NASA, and major drug developers. Learning is an important part of AI, and with the accumulated knowledge of human civilization online, future AIs will have the opportunity to conduct their education. In Chapter 6, they tackle the singularity will transform human bodies into more durable and capable versions. 2 billions of nanobots destroying pathogens. Neuroprosthetic systems, non-biological intelligence, MNT-based fabrications, JSTOR, Halls, Foglets, nanobot technology, quantum dots, and DIC projects. In Chapter 7, they tackle Ray's personal philosophy. Ray's personal philosophy is based on patternism, which states the knowledge is a pattern that persists in time, that losing a person is the ultimate loss. In Chapter 8, they discuss that environmentalists have alienated themselves from scientists, intellectuals, and internationalists by adopting a zero-tolerance policy toward biotechnology. To combat this risk, we need to increase our investment in developing specific defensive technologies for nanotechnology. The Foreign Science Institute has devised ethical standards and strategies for the development of safe nanotechnology, and Elizei Kurigoski had proposed paradigms, architecture, and ethical rules. In Chapter 9, they tackle the age of spiritual machines, predicted profound changes, but critics argued that exponential trends cannot be sustained indefinitely. Advances in neurobiology, brain scanning, neural and neural region modeling, neuron electronic communication, neural implants, and other related fields have demonstrated that our ability to replicate the salient functionality of biological information processing can meet any desired level of precision. IBM's Blue Gene L supercomputer is expected to provide ability to stimulate protein folding and modeling interatomic forces.
The singularity theory explores the advancement of technology. So this concept hypothesized that at a certain point technology advances so much that it becomes unpredictable. So Ray Kurzweil's singularity expands on this concept by describing it as a time period where nature and technology become indistinguishable. So in The Singularity is Near, he depicts singularity as a point in which technology merges with human biology, so overtaking its role in the brain. So in practical sense or terms, this means that human aging and pollution will be reversed. So world hunger will be solved and our bodies and environment transformed by nanotechnology to overcome the limitations of biology, including death. So we will gain our power over our fates. Our mortality will be in our own hands. So we'll be also be able to live as long as we want. We will fully understand human thinking and will vastly extend and expand its reach. So by the end of this century, the non-biological portion of our intelligence will be trillions of times more powerful than unaided human intelligence. So the singularity here breaks down the timeline of the universe into epochs or periods of time divided by a notable development. So the story is non-fiction and in it explores artificial intelligence and the possible outcome of singularity. So he begins with the basic building blocks of life and ends with the aftermath of technological singularity. He does this to follow the exponential growth of singularity, which he believes will continue to surpass humankind. He also predicted that computational capacity will continue to grow when paired with fully understanding the human brain. So this will create an advanced artificial intelligence into fully thinking machines that will claim to have consciousness. So by journeying through life from the beginning, he provides a detailed exploration of futurism. He predicts that eventually human intelligence will become so powerful that it will overtake mankind itself. So Ray Kurzweil, he hypothesized that at this point, human intelligence becomes non-biological and it becomes its own machine. So he states that the rate of evolution, which is the biological and technological, is exponential, and that singularity is closer than it may seem. So he provides parallel to examples such as human genome extraction and the development of the internet. So they were both predicted to take prohibitively long time, but were completed within decades. So Kurzweil then outlines the history of evolution in terms of information. So Kurzweil formulated and predicted 6 major epochs in his futuristic journey to singularity. So he splits evolution into 6 epochs, and these are physics, chemistry, biology, technology, combination of technology and the human intelligence, and the universe waking up. So each epoch progressively evolves into the next with information processing, merging with known science. So it is a progression of information integration into all facets that makes up existence today. So for the chapter 3. So dito naman sa chapter 3, nothing much naman yung highlight niya or yung summary niya is because for me it's very dry lang yung chapter for me. So dito diniscuss yung yung ng book na to, diniscuss yung achieving the computational capacity of the human brain, the bridge to 3D molecular computing, the age of spiritual machines, self-assembling, emulating biology, computing with DNA, spin, light, and quantum. So accelerating the availability of human-level personal computing, human memory, capacity, reversible computing, the limits of nanocomputing and memory, and lastly yung computational efficiency, a rock versus human brain. So overall nito, over the next few decades daw is artificial intelligence will eclipse biological human intelligence, but we will also become artificially intelligent. Gradually, our biological bodies and brains will be replaced and enhanced by devices, and humanity will somehow altered beyond anything we can imagine.
Human intelligence and technology that are more broadly used in this and the singularity of bringing our next slogan are science and other life technologies. The main task is to precisely articulate the details of and identify the concept that may be used to confront and solve this problem. Ideas are the manifestation and outcome coming decades, the issue of identity will become increasingly important in terms of practice, such as dramatic life extension necessitates re-engineering and rebuilding the systems and subsystems that make up our bodies and mind and brains. While many proposed techniques indicate that reanimated person will essentially be rebuilt using fresh materials and neuromorphically comparable systems, cryonics is the act of preserving by freezing a person who has just passed away. According to patternism, knowledge is a pattern that endures over time, and losing a person is the greatest loss. The circle of empathy proposed by Jaron Lanier argues that boundaries of reality are easy and that we could be able to freely combine our thoughts and thinking. But Ray does not recognize the presence of God, but he does believe in the existence of the cosmos. It, according to him, is a pervasive life force that underlies all beauty and creativity, and in Epoch 6, the universe will awaken, exhibit magnificent intelligence.
The Age of Spiritual Machines, ASM, predicted profound changes, but critics argue that exponential trends cannot be sustained indefinitely. This text argues that information technologies have remarkably precise and predictable exponential trends, and that humans are in the first species on the earth have cognitive function and an opposite appendage. Nanotechnology-based designs for nearly all applications will use significantly less energy. Moore's law is expected to reach a limit, and the capacity of matter and energy in our solar system to support computations in at least 1070 CPS. Software development productivity is increasing at an exponential rate, and IBM is pioneering automatic computing. The cyclomatic complexity metric measures the complexity of program logic and considers the structure of branching and decision points. Advance in neurobiology, brain scanning, neuron and neural region modeling, neuron electronic communication, neural implants, and other related fields have demonstrated that our ability to replicate the salient functionality of biological information processing can meet any desired level of precision. Programmable computers are more expensive, but they can mimic the functionality of any dedicated system. Lloyd Watts software simulation of human auditory processing requires order of magnitude less computation than the networks of neurons he is simulating, and no quantum computing is required. John Searle's Chinese room argument is absurd, and his description of a person manipulating slips of paper or following a book of rules is misleading. The law of accelerating returns has a beneficial impact on the price performance of technologies, allowing them to become so inexpensive as to become almost free. This is reducing the rich-poor divide, with web access expanding rapidly in the poorest countries of Africa and drugs doubling in price. Beyond first observation that information technologies are not available only to an elite reveals an inherent misconception about information technologies. Joel Clutch Gretschfeld argues that social institutions are a drag on innovation, but this is a part of the evolutionary process of innovation. Beyond first observation that information technologies are not available only to an elite reveals an inherent misconception about information technologies. Joel Clutch Gretschfeld argues that social institutions are a drag on innovation, but this is a part of the evolutionary process of innovation. John Dembski argues that the ultimate basis of the exists is the real world of things, that there are not reducible to material stuff. John Denton argues that biological system can use these design principles only through biological processes, and that such forms are immutable, and fundamental realities of existence, genetic algorithms, and other bottom-up self-organizing design methodologies incorporate an unpredictable element, and quantum mechanism postulate a profound randomness at the core of existence. IBM's Blue Gene L supercomputer is expected to provide the ability to simulate protein folding and modeling interatomic forces. Dempsey and Denton share the same limited view of machines as entities that can be designed and constructed only in a modular way. But you can build machines that have powers far greater than the sum of their parts by combining the self-organized design principles of the natural world with the accelerating powers of our human-initiated technology.
Chapter 1 talks about how our brain formulates natural chemistry for us to think not just about the things we can do in the first thing we open our eyes from sleep, but also what our brain is capable of doing in relation with our different organs. A lot of people say that brain is the most powerful human organ that every mankind possesses. This proves about how we perceive things, how we solve math problems, how we reason, and how we daydream and wonder while we are awake. But in this generation, where technology is getting bigger because of countless engineers and developers conceptualize futuristic enhancement with our current technology, the older generation expects us to be a lot computer-based, reliant in the upcoming generations. First chapter talks about physics and chemistry, biology and DNA, brains, technology, emerging technology, and the universe wakes up. This chapter talks about the relation of human brain and developing and enhancing biological physics and chemistry, and also how we can improve our lives with the help of technology. By developing computational methods and products that we use, are human beings getting smarter, or the technology is just waiting for us to vanish in the near future? That is the question that is hard to answer in the upcoming generations due to the existing generation's contributions in information and technology and such. The second chapter is about how technology and reproduction takes place in our society. With the help of science and technology, we get to know whether manipulating general structure of DNA is acceptable in today's generation, or having non-biological production will take place due to demands of socio-economic status of an individual. The third up to 9th chapter talks about neuroscience, AI, or the artificial intelligence, how we measure our intelligence and emotional quotients, how an individual adapts to the changes of the environment due to the ever-changing challenges due to the upbringing of modern science and technology. Most of us are aware also that in the field of neuroscience and psychology that deals and talks about the brain functions, we still cannot tell whether how far we know if we really do dig a lot in regards to studying how it processes and creates thoughts. So it also became a challenge whether founding or creating artificial intelligence can outsmart human beings. We still also have a limited and standardized measurement of our IQ and EQ. With these factors and challenges, formulating ideas and storing it on a chip will be the struggles of our future generations, since storing and deleting information is easy nowadays. The singularity sneer differentiates how a certain individual consumes and adapts to its surroundings. By tackling these topics,
that will be a huge controversy, not just in psychology, but also in connection with spiritual, philosophical, and economic aspects. Because if we talk about the singularity is near, which represents an individual, you cannot just look and base on a single aspect of life. Because for us to know whether we're really living on a world where being fair and just is achieved by a certain nation or a place, we should talk about the aspects and also in further studies and observation within and outside their natural habitat.